Now at 5 a.m. on WKYT this morning, state police say a trooper has been injured this morning after crashing while on duty in Rockcastle County overnight. We'll have details that we've just learned just ahead.
After one of the terror suspects in the Paris attacks was found to be a Syrian refugee, more than a dozen U.S. governors across the country right now saying that their states will not accept refugees into this country. We'll take a look at where Kentucky stands on the issue.
And the UK men's basketball team will have their first serious test in Chicago tonight. Coming up, you'll hear from Coach Calipari as the second-ranked Wildcats prepare to take on a bitter rival, the fifth-ranked Duke Blue Devils.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning and welcome into you. It is Tuesday. I'm Rebecca Smith.
And I'm Bill Bryan. It certainly is good to have you along as we get Tuesday off and rolling. Mike and I were just saying the Cincinnati Bengals lost last night. So, you know, they'd had a perfect season so far.
Right, and some people were surprised by that they were doing so well, and now they're a little bit bummed, but hey, I'm sure they'll pick it back up.
Well, sure. Let's check in with Micah right now, see what kind of weather we expect over the next couple of days. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. We have a couple of showers this morning, and it's mainly for now the central and western zones. Stanford, you're next in line, along with Lancaster, Danville. Another bout rolling through your neck of the woods, really tapering off back toward the southwest, Campbellsville, Liberty, Dunville, Columbia. But Richmond, Nicholasville, Winchester, Lexington, we are coming up here in just about 10 to 20 minutes. You'll start to feel a little bit of that rain moving on in. Temperatures are in the 50s. We slide into the afternoon, and there's a morning rain chance, but afternoon looks much better at 67. Focus of the forecast is mainly for tomorrow as those showers increase, along with a few rumbles of thunder, but also very breezy conditions. I'll get into that forecast in just about 10 minutes.
Okay, thank you. Let's get right to the news.
Well, life in Paris, France, slowly returning back to normal 4 days after the worst terror attack there since World War II.
The Eiffel Tower stood defiant yesterday as it was draped in the French national colors. Last night, groups of young people gathered in the pouring rain to honor those who lost their lives. And although Friday's well-coordinated assault left at least 129 people dead and hundreds more hospitalized, the people of France remain united.
Everything's slowly going back to normal.
I'm not afraid. This is where I live.
This morning, the intense manhunt continues for 26-year-old Salah Abdeslam, a man who police think is connected to the terror attacks. The French military has also been bombing ISIS targets in Syria and has arrested dozens in a national security sweep. We'll continue our coverage on the Paris attacks with more coming up in a report in the next half hour of WKYT News. Well, in the aftermath of Friday's attacks in Paris, several U.S. governors are now threatening to block any efforts to allow Syrian refugees into their states.
At least 14 states are saying that they'll review their current policies, while some have already put a halt on accepting new Syrian refugees. As for the Bluegrass, Kentucky's current governor and governor-elect don't necessarily see eye to eye on this issue. WKYT's Mark Barber is joining us from the line desk with a closer look at the debate here in the Commonwealth.
Good morning, Rebecca. It certainly is a contentious issue, and it is one that has sharply divided Governor Steve Beshear and Governor-elect Matt Bevin. Bevin is worrying that ISIS may be using the Syrian refugee crisis to slip terrorists into the United States. He says he would not allow refugees to settle in Kentucky until he determines that it won't bring any risks to the Commonwealth. That's quite a difference from Governor Steve Beshear's position. He's worrying, or rather he's welcoming Syrian refugees who are fleeing terrorists. Some of those refugees have already made it to Kentucky. We're told 3 families have already settled here. Now, we've learned this morning that more than 20 governors are taking a stand against Syrian refugees, many of them saying that they will review their policies on accepting those refugees. Beshear, however, says that the Commonwealth does not need to review its policies.
There are thousands of folks, men, women, children, families, who are fleeing persecution. They're just looking for a safe haven. They're as much victims of terrorism as the tragedy in Paris and the folks in Paris that were killed by terrorists.
Beshear says as long as he's governor, Kentucky will accept refugees who have been screened and approved by service organizations. Now that, of course, could change when Bevin takes office 3 weeks from today. From the live desk, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Well, it's a very interesting debate, so we'll see what happens.
Oh, absolutely, and obviously a change in power in Kentucky coming in about 3 weeks, so it is going to be interesting going forward.
All right, so in other news, new this morning, we have learned that a Kentucky state trooper was injured in a crash just a few hours ago.
That crash happened in Rockcastle County near Brodhead. WKYT's Mike Byer is live at UK Hospital, where that trooper was taken after this
Good morning, Bill and
crash.
Rebecca. I'm at UK Hospital, where a Kentucky state trooper is recovering after he hit a horse this morning while on duty in Rockcastle County. KSP dispatchers say the crash happened around 2 a.m. near Brodhead. Authorities tell us the horse was standing in the roadway when the trooper hit it. He was flown to UK Hospital. At this time, the trooper's name and condition have not been released. However, KSP dispatchers tell us the trooper has non-life-threatening injuries and is on the road to recovery. Now we're trying to figure out why the horse was in the roadway and who it belongs to. We are told, however, the horse has died. Meanwhile, Highway 150 near Brodhead, where the crash happened, has reopened. Live in Lexington, Mike Byer, WKYT.
All right, thanks so much, Mike. New this morning, Lexington police are investigating after a man says he was held up at gunpoint outside his own home. It happened just before midnight at a home on Lansdowne Drive. Police say the man told them he was going into his home when two men, one armed with a rifle, told him to get to the ground. Officers are still not sure exactly how the man managed to escape from these guys.
In the wake of losing one of their own, a community is continuing to show its support for the family of fallen Richmond police officer Daniel Ellis. Last night, the Madison County Circuit and District Court clerks teamed up to host a fundraiser at the Madison County Fairgrounds. It was originally supposed to be a small spaghetti dinner, but it quickly turned into a major fundraiser after numerous folks came out to show their support. Hundreds of people ended up showing, and they brought a plate of spaghetti but also took part in a silent auction to help raise money. The support was not only felt by Officer Ellis's family, but members of law enforcement say they too feel appreciated.
The community in all of the county has shown a lot of support to the police, not just here in Richmond, but we've even seen it in Berea. And we just want to let everybody know how much we appreciate it.
Organizers say last night's event raised more than $11,000 for the Ellis family. Today, all proceeds from the sales of Papa John's in Richmond will be donated to Officer Ellis's family as well.
Well, this morning, Kentucky Utilities is warning Lexington business owners of a phone scam. Someone has been calling businesses claiming to be from KU and demanding money to keep the electricity from being turned off. Spokesperson Cliff Feltham says reports of the calls have come in waves. In order to avoid becoming a victim of these scams, Feltham says that there are some red flags business owners should pay attention to.
The immediacy of the sense of urgency with it, for people to call directly to them and say, you need to pay your money now and pay it by credit card or get me something quickly. That's not the way we do business.
Well, most of the scam reports have come from a phone number starting with 1888. If you think someone is trying to scam your business, hang up, immediately report it to KU. This one's been making the rounds for a couple years now.
Oh, it has, but ongoing, and a concern when they say, you know, your electricity is going to be shut off. You might have to close your business. So there you go. 8 minutes after 5 on WKYT. Although the season has just started, Coach John Calipari and the second-ranked UK men's basketball team are preparing for a big test this evening.
The Wildcats will face off against fifth-ranked Blue Devils from Duke in the State Farm Championship Classic in Chicago. The last time that these two teams played each other was back in 2012. Duke won 75-68. Tonight's game is scheduled to tip off at 7:30 and can be seen on ESPN. We'll have a closer look at tonight's game coming up in sports. Should be a good one.
And around here, the thoughts always go back to 92, I think it was, the Christian Laettner situation. It has been a while. It is 5:09 on WKYT this morning. We are just getting started with all the latest news, and much more is coming up.
Is it a sign of the times, or rather a symbol of the times? Coming up, see why Oxford Dictionary's word of the year isn't even a word at all.
And we're looking at the rain out and about as it's trying to push on through the region. Morning showers and then afternoon looks pretty good. I'll get into that forecast to show you when you can expect the bulk of the rain tomorrow coming up.